All right, okay. Now, of course, like I said, welcome to the show again, and then we will start from a very interesting topic, a very interesting matter we don't go on, and nobody expect them because if you picture Mohamed Salah, you go picture him as somebody where they very quiet, he no be media person, and yes, he no be media person. One of the Liverpool media guys don't talk say he want talk to Salah. You tell me Salah they talk now, he win award, or you ask him something where they talk. So for Salah to come outside and make that very long statement we make, that thing reach about 2 sheets of paper. That talk read 2 sheets of paper. Salah to talk that thing, say this one don't pay enough. You be like a quiet boy wey dey on a class, they won't go verse, decide to talk, everywhere go scatter. So Salah don't talk and everywhere don't scatter like this. And I want to officially tell you that Liverpool is in crisis. Liverpool dey crisis because this one, Salah is not a small player there, and he get people wey dey loyal to am. I talk about him fellow teammates wey dey loyal to am. So if the club decide to punish this guy, like punish him, me say the matter go end there. Matter go end there. So, but let's look at it. Who is wrong here? Salah, Liverpool, the coach. Who is wrong? Who is wrong? Answer for me.
Well, I don't want to see it that I don't want to see it from the angle of
Right,
Liverpool. Yeah, like Liverpool are whether they are wrong
right,
or
right.
right or same thing with Mo Salah. The thing is this, like you said, Mo Salah is just a player that normally comes out to grant interviews, except when he wins an award or something like that. But then, if you notice during the Jurgen Klopp's era when he was still there at Liverpool, there was sometime there was this media buzz about Salah want when he wanted to sign his new contract, demanding for more money. Then Liverpool were a bit reluctant to do that. So people were now coming up with stocks that Mo Salah was holding Liverpool at ransom. The guy had to still come out to defend himself. If you notice, Mo Salah doesn't just talk. For him to have come out to say all these things, like he said in the interview, he said somebody in the club doesn't want him at Liverpool again, and that they are throwing him under the bus. That is more or less blaming him for whatever Liverpool is
Yes,
going through.
the rough
Do you
patch.
understand? Do you understand? This is a player that, like he said, last year he was scoring goals, he was making assists. Liverpool were winning trophies. Nobody was complaining. All of a sudden, because the team is struggling at the moment, and then everybody wants to push the blame to him. Do you understand? And which I do not agree, because you cannot tell me that someone who practically was about to leave. You remember that before this guy took over the job, and he sort of took over the job. That was the last season of this guy, Jurgen Klopp. He wanted to leave. He wanted to leave, but then again, the club persuaded him to stay. He signed a new contract. Played under Jurgen Klopp last season, won the league, uh, performed creditably well, and then all of a sudden, it now seems he's the cause. Liverpool in general, like
It's bad.
I've always said in this
They're bad.
studio, they are very bad.
Very, very bad.
And I don't think Mo Salah is the problem of Liverpool, because this and it's not was giving money to buy the players he wanted to buy. Like I always say, it is left for him. I mean, and it's not to find a way, like I say, to make these players work.
Mm.
You go tell me say Mo Salah, you go buy players, buy this one, buy this one, buy this one, buy this one, almost spend almost 500 something million, and then the team are struggling because they tell me say
Na
Salah they cause the problem.
Mm.
So I like as the guy came out
Playing,
defend,
self playing only.
but
Like now.
the downside to it is it's going to look is alarm bells will start ringing. Do you understand? Because it's like you said, officially Liverpool are in crisis for Mo Salah. I didn't mean he didn't say anything. The team continues to struggle now against this. He didn't play, but the team struggled. Do you understand? And he has practically 1 week. That is, if he doesn't play today, I'm sure Mo Salah. If he doesn't play this week,
Yeah.
yes, the Champions League, I'm sure he's going to leave. He's going to travel for the AFCON because he only has 1 week left for him, and I don't think he's going to play tomorrow because the cracks are now obvious for everybody to see. You see that there has been a breakdown in communication between him and I don't think it's the club, rather the coach of the team.
Before you switch over to him, talking about the coach, I think I think there's a somebody has backed the coach to do what he's doing because for you to bench a player like Salah or someone like Van Dijk in that team, you need to speak to a lot of people. You know if you wake up one morning say you want bench Van Dijk or want bench Salah for 3 games. No, it's you have to speak to somebody and say, oh, I want to take this. I need the club to back me. And if the club has backed him, and that's why I think he's doing what he's
See,
doing.
see this thing. See this thing. I feel it's going to boomerang, and at the end of the day, the coach is going to lose his job. The thing is this: Mo Salah is one of the most senior figures in the team. Okay, apart from Van Dijk, or maybe after Van Dijk, or Van Dijk after him. You understand? He's one of the most two senior figures in that team, and I'm very sure he's going to have supporters among the players, especially the old guys. I mean, the old players. I'm talking of the new signings that Arne Slot brought in. I'm talking of the already players there. Now, if he's having issues with Mo Salah, other guys, other old senior team members are going to also have a problem with that, with the decision of the coach to bench Mo Salah. Because the thing is this: remember, Robertson already on the bench. He's one of the most senior team players in that team, and then this guy is also on the bench now, Mo Salah. It's as if he's picking on the old members of that team. Do you understand? He's speaking as if the coach and not the club now. He's trying to blame their woes on the old members of that team.
Okay.
Do you understand?
All Prince.
Talking about Liverpool downfall or Liverpool not performing well this season, you are not going to put the blame on Salah or put the blame on coach with many reasons. Though it is quite well known that once a team is performing, there is always a great player that people like to be talking about. And when the team is falling, there is still that same player that they will call that is not performing well. But my own aspect, on my own knowledge, I think Mohamed Salah coming out to speak for himself, inside him, he have already know that the club does not need him or want him again. It's better for him to do what? To leave. And
Okay.
and secondly, now in English Premier League, you know, even Man City started falling, there is this thing, this motion that let's, for instance, now for example, now I'm Wolf. Let me use that. I'm Wolf or Burnley or as those kind of small team. There is this spirit that will be telling them or telling me that this club is not performing well, and I'm going to meet them today. Guy, let's play well, let's win them, so that they will not take that 3 points from us. I don't know if you are getting that thing. Recently now, same thing is happening against Barcelona. Sorry, Madrid. Same thing is happening on Madrid. I could remember same thing when same thing happened against Chelsea.
Even that happened to Man Yusuf now.
Even now, among the whole small, okay, look at Everton against Man United, 10-11. Around that kind of 10 minutes to 13 minutes, Everton took a red card. Still won that match against a big club, Manchester United. So I'm not as against that Liverpool is not functioning, performing well, that Mohamed Salah is the cause, or Mohamed Salah is not the cause. Mohamed Salah is not the cause. See, there on the team now, they have given the coach money or the board to go out and pick some players that he needs, which he did, and after everything, they are not still performing. So I could suggest that Mohamed Salah, after this AFCON, around that kind of January, that transfer window will be open, he should make his move.
Okay. So this whole thing. Now, when like I don't talk about this in a lot of times. When the club is in crisis and you know one person is being singled out, it cause problem.
That is the issue.
It cause problem. And this is what we see in the English media. You remember saying call Carragher there? Call Jimmy Carragher inside that interview. He said Jimmy Carragher will come criticize him. Throughout this season, it's been Salah from Jimmy Carragher. And you could wonder, Salah has 4 goals and 3 assists this season in the Premier League. How bad can it be? Yes, for a player of his caliber, you're expecting to have at least 10 goals up now, something like that. But it's not there. We know Salah is not performing at the level he should perform in. But the reason why you brought in so much money to the attack is because you want people to step up,
and complement what he does.
Complement what Salah has been doing. That's what you expect. You know, we've said many times here, Liverpool shouldn't have sold Diaz and all of these things, and now they're seeing it. So, singling out Mohamed Salah is a very wrong thing to do, and Liverpool should have come out to protect that player. Themselves.
That is why he said it. He said,
I know.
He didn't say the club wants me at. Rather, he said somebody in this club doesn't want me here.
Yeah. So, so I think Liverpool should have protected this guy. Find a way to protect this guy. They have a media. They have their own media apparel. They have people. For Arsenal, they have one guy, Chris Whitley or something. They have Chelsea has their guy. They have people outside the club who
controls the narrative.
Who controls the narrative for them. They should have used this thing, control the narrative, but they kept quiet. Everybody was silent, and Salah was taking all the heat. You know, even Konate and Van Dijk that were doing howler upon howler every match.
Even the government guy that has last season was somehow compared to one of the best defensive midfielders in the world.
I said the team
this season has been very poor.
These two players, Konate and Van Dijk, they've been like serious culprits this season. You know, and then these guys have been overlooked. And then you're pointing one person, Salah. The team is not lacking goals. I saw somebody, the team is not lacking goals. What the team lacks is their defensive cover. The team lacks defensive control. Goals is not their look at Liverpool. Goals is not their problem this season. Liverpool will always score. The problem is with the defense. There's no balance between the attack and the defense. Liverpool is a team that, of course, every team these days, your winger is expected to draw back. Now, what Diaz or the striker, which is what anybody the player striker was always doing for Salah was that Salah is allowed to stay at the front while these other players defend. But now you don't have that kind of team anymore. You don't have that kind of team anymore. You have a team that everybody wants to show themselves. So it's all on the coach for not as well looking at the team properly to sign. So now back to Mohamed Salah. Now this is why I feel like Mohamed Salah got it all wrong. He's a leader in that team, and of course I feel sorry for him that he's being scapegoated. I feel very sorry for him. But I think that coming out to say a lot of things like that in a period where your team is in crisis, didn't show a lot of leadership skills in him. Yeah, maybe he might not be a leader who wears a captain band, but we talk about people who should speak in the dressing room. Salah should be one of those people who should speak in the dressing room. So I expect him to at least calm down. Nations Cup is just a go for Nations Cup, clear your head. Come back and look for a solution. Have a meeting with whoever you want to have a meeting with. And then move forward. There was no rumor about or talk about him having a meeting with anybody at the club or the hierarchy of the club, having a meeting with the coach, having any this thing. He just came out and then exploded, said all the things he said. So I felt like there was room or opportunities for him to actually set him straight, whether with the coach or the hierarchies of the club. I'm sure he has a contract. I'm sure part of Salah's contract doesn't state that you should even this season that you should be benched. So there's supposed to be a conversation, within the club, and then it didn't happen. It didn't happen, whether from him or from his agent, for anybody. It didn't happen. And then we are here, where we are. And then Liverpool is in crisis right now. Leave whether they decide to bench him or punish him, the crisis will still continue. Because, like you said it, and I've said it too, these players are seeing what is going on, and they will feel like, so if you do this guy this thing.
Exactly. I mean, the senior players in the team.
It means they go reach me.
He go reach everybody. See, he gave it I've been talking here before. Because he gave it you still mentioned here. Say Salah should, if Salah go for this AFCON now and clear his brain. See, if Salah go for this AFCON, the crisis is still going to be at that Liverpool.
No, yes, it's going to. They're going to. See, this thing is on the coach. We've said it here before doing our last.
One thing is certain.
You have to fix your team. It's his team. This is not about Salah.
Exactly.
Martinelli they play for Arsenal. Martinelli they perform. Many parts last season Martinelli no perform, but the other part of the attack was functioning. So it's part of your team. You have Gakpo, you have Ekitike, or you have Isak. These guys
are not firing.
Gakpo and Isak are not playing, are not firing. So why you want to focus on Salah? It is just
for Avri is the same thing. In fact, practically all the players he signed, except this guy. The other striker, Ekitike.
Only Ekitike.
The rest of them has been firing plans. You understand?
And I'm still seeing it as something like the new players that have not understand.
This is not
That's what I'm saying.
see,
The coach bought these players.
Let's
He
look
bought
at
these players. I've always maintained he bought the players. You understand? Out of the players he bought, only Ikitika has been firing. Then the other guy, Frimpong, has been out injured. Kekes has been even with the assists. Do you understand? Isak and Gabo. For Ramsey is the same thing. Find a way to make it. I've said it. You should find a way to make this thing work.
It's on him.
It's not going to.
Whatever is happening,
If he continues like this, he's going to play. He's going to play Wolves, I think, next in the league. And then imagine Liverpool doesn't win Wolves at Anfield. I've said it. If he continues like this, it's not going to last beyond this December.
the coach has to take like the last
Exactly.
He has to
Responsibility.
take responsibility for himself and know that okay, maybe I made some misjudging on my signings or the kind of players I wanted. You know, maybe I made some mistake. Let's see how we can pull our heads together and then maybe end the season on a
On a
high.
high,
End the season on a high and see what we can do during the summer. Of course, Salah is going to leave. With this kind of thing, Salah is going to leave.
definitely.
Guys going to leave. So let him find a way to make his team work. Just Mona come put us together.
And it's finishing top four.
Small finish season, finish them in the top four, and then see what we can do afterwards. But long talk. Liverpool fans, of course, football fans. Let's see your turn in the comment section. What do you make of Liverpool and Mo Salah? Let us know.